And one of those who's passed away is the former president of the Indian Medical Association, Dr. K.K. Agarwal, a familiar figure on television channels across the country. He passed away last night due to COVID-19. He was admitted to the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, put on a ventilator last week. He fought bravely but could not survive. So far, India has lost 269 doctors to the virus in the second wave, 748 in the first. That's more than 1,000. We remember Dr. Agarwal here.
Dr. K.K. Agarwal, one of India's most prominent face of medical fraternity, is no more. The former president of the Indian Medical Association lost his battle for life to the deadly COVID-19. The 62-year-old was admitted at Delhi's AIIMS hospital few days back and was put on ventilator last week, but unfortunately, he could not survive. He breathed his last at 11:30 p.m. on Monday. His family put out a statement saying that K.K. Agarwal wanted his life to be celebrated and not mourned. The family said that ex-IMA chief dedicated his life to the welfare of the public since he became a doctor and also reached out to millions during the pandemics and saved countless lives. K.K. Agarwal was a man of great grit and determination, and this video is a testimony to his indomitable spirit.
Picture abhi baki hai, the show must go on. I represent the collective consciousness of the medical profession. Even I am suffering from COVID. I am having COVID pneumonia, which is progressive. But even then, remember Raj Kapoor's word, the show must go on. Picture abhi baki hai.
The Indian Medical Association is also mourning the death of its former president. The eminent cardiologist had got both doses of vaccine but could not survive.
Today we have lost one of the great leader of Indian Medical Association, Dr. K.K. Agarwal, who has been fully vaccinated, but still he has get into a trouble, and so there is no absolute full proof that you will not get an infection.
K.K. Agarwal was also the head of the Heart Care Foundation of India. He received the Padma Shri in 2010 for his work in the field of healthcare. K.K. Agarwal's death has created a huge void in the Indian medical fraternity. Bureau Report, India Today.
I'm joined by two special guests who've known Dr. K.K. Agarwal, but also importantly can tell us what doctors are facing at the moment. Dr. Arvind Kumar, oncologist, is at Medanta Hospital now. Dr. Jayalal is the national president of the Indian Medical Association. Appreciate both of you joining us. Let me come to you, Dr. Kumar, because I think you looked at the case of Dr. K.K. Agarwal, and what is troubling a lot of people is Dr. Agarwal had taken both his vaccine doses in February and he's passed away 3 months later. This has led to some concerns about vaccinations, but also how those at the frontline doctors face particular risks. Your response?
Rajdeep, good evening to all the viewers. First of all, let me clarify that I was in no way involved in the treatment of late respected Dr. K.K. Agarwal. Neither had I looked at his reports or records or anything. I was just asked by a news agency this morning as to what could be the possible reasons for somebody who has received both the dosages of vaccine is still getting the disease and unfortunately succumbing. And I had put out 3 possible theories, and those were that maybe the person who received these, and this is not specific to late Dr. K.K. Agarwal, this is for anybody who receives the vaccine and still gets the disease. Now, why has, just 1 minute I'll take, why has this issue come? When the phase 3 trials of these vaccines were conducted, the group which had received the vaccines and when they were exposed to the virus, 25-30% of the people did get the disease, but none of those who had been vaccinated got serious disease. None of them went to ICU or ventilator or died. So the conclusion from that was that the 2 dosages of the vaccine protects you completely from death, ventilator, ICU, serious disease, and gives you about 70-75% protection from getting the virus, from getting the disease. However, in the second wave now, on the ground, we've seen many doctors, nurses, frontline workers, and some of the journalists also who have received both the dosages dying. Now, obviously, when this is happening, you have to put out some theories till the final result of the research comes out. Maybe these people are not developing the kind of antibodies which should develop in them, 1. 2, maybe the antibodies are developing, but somehow they are not sort of strong enough to kill the virus, 2. And 3, maybe the current strain is resistant to those antibodies and the antibodies are present, but the virus strain is such that those antibodies are not having any effect on that virus. So these are the 3 possible theories to explain why someone who has been fully vaccinated still gets a serious disease and unfortunately loses his life. Rajdeep.
You know, Dr. Jayalal, more than 1,000 doctors have died between the first and the second wave. Now, official figures suggest about 66% of our health workers have got vaccinated. They were the first in the line. But despite that, we are seeing these cases of doctors succumbing in the line of duty. How is the medical community seeing this from your perception as the head of the Indian Medical Association?
Yeah, we are very much disheartened to know that so much of doctors are dying in the frontline warrior work of the COVID pandemic. Especially, we are very much dejected by the sad death of our veteran leader, Dr. K.K. Agarwal ji. But what we realize now today, which for any disease to happen, there are 3 things plays a major role. One is a host, environment, and the vector. And here is the virus is playing the role of a vector. But most importantly, the host is also playing a major role. And individual persons, the comorbidities, individual persons associated with the other added disease which he is having. So all that can play an environment in which the virus or the disease can progress. And the thirdly is the environment. Today, we doctors are exposed to the patients or the corona infection, not from one patient. There is millions of viruses attacking us. The amount of dose with which the virus is attacking us, the number of exposure we are getting is tremendous. And however host you have a protection, the viral load which has been enormously quantitatively is high. That can definitely cause the problem for us. That is why we feel most of the mortality rate for our doctors is much higher than the public mortality rate. And we see average 2 to 3% of our mortality we are seeing among the doctors. And it is a situation where it naturally happens. But one more issue on that is even in a war-like situation, only the soldier who is going into the war will get affected. But here it is not true with the doctor. When he comes back to the house, his parents, his family, there is a lot of doctors' family is also affected. And it is a vicious cycle even which is happening in that. So we are distressed, we are stretched out, we are burned out, and we feel that many of our doctors are dying. Something must be done to augment the manpower at this moment.
You know, you're making a very valid point. It's not just the doctors who are, in a sense, in the line of duty, in the line of fire, but their families as well. Dr. Arvind Kumar, do you believe that there are any solutions here? Because doctors are fatiguing, they are tiring. There are many young doctors in particular who've also succumbed in the age group of 30 to 40. They are really, in a sense, in the front line because they are out there every day, having to face patients on a daily basis. Your sense, do you see a solution?
Rajdeep, the solution lies in not letting the numbers reach such crazy state of affairs. These numbers, I have been crying hoarse on various TV channels for the last 2-3 months. Ever since the numbers started rising in Mumbai, every time I was on a television channel, I used to say that this is going to replicate across the country. This is going to replicate across the country. That was the time when all of us should have collectively, when I say all, I mean all, from government to other society to public, everybody included, we should have taken measures to not let this happen. You know, if a war is to take place, you don't take measures to stop that war, and the war starts and the two armies are fighting, mortalities will occur. There is no way you can have a war without deaths. And this also is a war where there is virus on one side and there is the doctor community on the other side, and they are trying to save the patient from that virus. And in the process of trying to save our patient from that virus, we are falling prey to the virus and paying a heavy price. 1,000 doctors dying in span of 1 year is not a small number, and this does not include a large number of nurses and other paramedical staff. And this is not, that is just the tip of the iceberg. There are a lot of people who have suffered damage to lungs. I don't think they will ever return to normal life. You have, as Dr. Jailal pointed out, the loss to your families, wives, parents, other people, that will never get counted. So it's a very heavy price which medical community is paying for discharging its duty. And what is the solution? The solution is to not let this happen. Rajdeep, if a hospital is made to look after, say, 300, 400 normal patients, and you are ordered to convert it overnight into a COVID facility, which requires an entirely different kind of setup, you have a 40-bed ICU and you are ordered to set up a 100-bed ICU overnight. What do? The staff is overstretched. Then on top of that, people fall sick. Some people's relatives die, so they take leave. So there is a constant reduction in the number. Many of the care providers are today care seekers because they are admitted to the hospital with COVID. So you have continuously dwindling numbers and continuously increasing number of patients leading. So therefore, many a times, despite wanting to do so, you may not be able to take as many protection for your care as you would have desired. And that's what Dr. Jailal said, that this leads to unnecessarily high exposure to virus. And that's why so many deaths, Rajdeep.
You know, it is, as a father of a young doctor, a lot of what you're saying registers is a source of great concern. It should be a source of great concern to all Indian citizens. We call our doctors COVID warriors, all our health workers, nurses, ward boys, but we need to ensure that they get protection. We need to increase the pool of health workers, perhaps as a starting point at the moment. You need a larger group of, a larger battalion really to fight this fight. I appreciate both of you joining us as we paid homage in a way to Dr. Agarwal, who will be much missed. Let's take a break at this point.